Okay, so today I wanted to show you how we are going to use acrylic paint in an exercise that I like to call matching your skin tone. So today we're going to actually paint on the back of your hand, and I'm going to show you kind of how to get started with that. So when you think of skin tones, you might think of kind of a peachy color. So let's start with that. To make a peach color, we're going to make kind of an orange color. So I'm going to start with red, and you remember how to mix orange. Wipe your brush in between. Grab a little yellow here. Stir those together. And then I would need to make a tint of this. So I'm going to not stir white into the whole thing, but I'm going to grab some white on here and start and mix in a little bit. And that's kind of the color of a skin-toned, flesh-toned marker or whatever. So now I'm going to test that on the back of my hand. This is what you're going to do today. So I'm going to see how close I am to my skin color. It's kind of light, isn't it? So let's start by making it a little darker. I'll put a little more of the orangey color into it. And we'll do that. Well, looks pretty orangey. Does not match my skin. I want to not actually be able to see it on here. So now I need to use my knowledge of complementary colors. So if you refer to the color wheel, and my skin tone that I have there is pretty orangey. And you learned that in our color mixing exercises last week, you learned that you could make a color less bright, less saturated, less vivid by adding its complement to it. So I'm going to use the darker of our blues, the more purpley of our blues. Just put a little bit down here. And I'm going to put a little bit into that. Kind of tone it down a little bit, not so orangey. Okay, let's test that one. Okay, getting a little closer. I think it needs a little more red in it for my skin. So a little more red in there. I might have didn't dry my brush right there. So now that's closer, but I can still kind of see it shows up here. So what do I need? Let's see, maybe, and this is how you'll proceed with it till you match. So just keep adding, like if it still looks a little orangey for me. So I'm going to go with a little more blue in it. See what happens here. Blue, remember that a complement when mixed in, and orange and blue are complements because they're directly across the color wheel from each other, tend to tone each other down. Now I think that I need your hand, my hand's all different colors because I'm old, but I think I need more red to get a little rosier. Maybe too red. Yeah. Then I think maybe I need a little, it's getting closer. I think maybe I need to tone that down just a little bit. So because I've made it redder, I'm going to go a little greener. So let's mix up just a little bit of green over here. And I'm going to put just a little green in it. Be careful how much you add. Oh, I might have added too much. We'll see. You don't want my skin to be green, but we need it to be. So if it's looking too yellow, you would add purple to it. If it's looking too orangey, add blue. If it's looking a little too red, you're going to neutralize it with green. There's I think I need to lighten that a bit. So I will go back to a little more white in it. And I don't know, it still doesn't look quite right. So you will just have to keep mixing to see if you can come up with a matching color. So do your best with that, and I would like a picture of that in the media album so I can see what you did today. Getting closer, but that looks a little, that's actually a little closer to my skin tone there. So I'm going to leave it at that. You guys, you can wash that off or you can leave it today as a badge of honor. The other thing you're doing today is 100 color challenge. Now, I will have these worksheets for you. You are going to try to make 100 different colors now that you've learned how to mix colors. So there's a number of ways you can go about this, but I am going to give prizes for those that have the most. Now, you may not get this done today. We can finish it up tomorrow in class. The easiest way to get started on this probably is to think about your color wheel colors and maybe start with plain blue here. And then what can I do to blue? Well, I can make it lighter. So I could start there, a dry spot on my palette there. Remember to dry your brush. I could do a little, add some white to it, make a really lighter blue or a different, not so light blue. There's 2 colors already. I could keep going. Add, that one look different too. It does on my paper. Yeah, it does on the screen too, I think. Keep going with that a little bit further. And then I could make darker blues by adding a little black to my blue. Little black, remember, goes a long way. And there's a darker one. Bet I can make that darker yet. Swish your brush in between colors. Ooh, there's nice dark blue. Might be about as dark as I can get it before it goes black. That's definitely a blue. So the easiest way to start this is just pick one color and start working with it. Now you can also make tones of colors, and this is something I hadn't shown you. You can do your mixing like you did for your hand, and like say take the blue and let's add some orangey color to it. Oops, paint's getting a little bit dry here. If I can try that to change my color. You dull it down, make it a different blue. So let's start with just a little bit of orange added to this blue. Definitely a different color. More of a, like a slate blue maybe. Got a little blue greenish there. I could add more white to that, adjust it. A different color there. Just kind of see how many colors you can make. I would like to see you fill this box. Try a different color when you get to the next row and manipulate it. Keep going with your blue, finish out the row. See if you can make 100 distinctly different colors. And I will give a prize for the best one that doesn't just turn to mushy browns, that has very nice distinct colors in it. That's it for today. If you don't get this all done, no problem. We will work on it, finishing it up tomorrow and going on with some more painting exercises. That's all I got for you today. See you later. Bye.